Starfield can come across as fairly overwhelming in terms of the amount of content thrown at you so quickly. One thing that players constantly think about is what type of character they will create or roleplay as, and which path to obtain such a roleplay experience in terms of dialogue, game actions, or skill point allocation. Well, here are 12 character build ideas for you to get started on your next journey in Starfield. But before we do, I have a goal to reach 2K subs by the new year, so be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and get me to that goal. Also, feel free to comment down below what type of character builds you guys play as I am really interested in hearing about those, because these are just a few ideas, but I'm sure you guys can come up with more creative ones. Jumping right into it, we have 12 character builds for you to start your journey with. The first one is the Grenadier, which for those of you who want to be a soldier armed with grenades and be an absolute powerhouse in terms of damage, you're going to start off with the ideal weapon of the Advanced Coachman. A background of soldier and any trait will really work here, but you're going to want to focus on the primary skill trees of combat and tech. In tech, the 4 skills you want to look at are security, targeting control systems, and boost pack training. In the combat skill tree, you're going to want demolitions and the shotgun certification. Once all of these are fully leveled up, you are going to be a powerhouse Grenadier. Now, for this next one, if you find yourself being the person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country, the leader character build might be for you. The ideal weapon for this is the Tombstone with a background of the Diplomat. The main traits you really want to stick with here are Empath and Extrovert, as it will help exceedingly in terms of character boosts, and the Diplomat background will help you with persuasion and dialogue. The primary skill trees you want to be looking at here is going to be the social and physical ones. The skills looking at here for social skills is going to be persuasion, diplomacy, leadership, ship control, and for physical skills you're going to want fitness, wellness, cellular regeneration, and decontamination. Now, there are also some sub skills to be looking at here in combat, which is ballistics and rifle certification, really bringing this character build to life. For those of you who want to be a heavily armored fighting machine, carrying guns, ammo, and a whole lot of weight, the heavy tank character build might be the one for you. The ideal weapon is the micro gun with a background of combat medic, and when it comes to traits, alien DNA is going to be the sweet spot. The primary skill tree is going to be the physical and combat skill trees, as they will aid you in this endeavor. The skills you want to focus on in physical skills will be wellness, pain tolerance, nutrition, energy weapon dissipation, and rejuvenation. The combat skills you want to look at are going to be shotgun certification and heavy weapon certification. These will aid in your powerhouse capabilities. Some sub skills to look at are going to be in the social skill, gastronomy and isolation, to make sure that you're able to keep your health and overall character healthy, science skills of medicine, and spacesuit design. This little breakdown here will easily aid you in becoming a heavy tank. Next up, if you loved One Piece or Pirates of the Caribbean and you consider yourself to be a pirate captain, please consider this character build, as it might be the one for you. The ideal weapon for being a pirate captain would be the Razorback or the UC Naval Cutlass. The background you're going to want to use for this is going to be a combat medic, and some traits to look at is going to be extrovert and spaced. While there isn't a primary skill tree, there are a lot of skills to look at. The main ones you're going to want to look at is scavenging and deception in the social skill tree. The next one you're going to want to look at is pistol certification, dueling, targeting, and armor penetration in the combat skill tree. And in the next one, you're going to want astrodynamics, medicine, scanning, and anatronic fusion in the science skill tree. And lastly, in the tech skill tree, you're going to want piloting, targeting, control systems, engine systems, shield systems, and starship design. This character build by far has one of the most skills in terms of application, but it'll be worthwhile as you go around the entire galaxy as an absolute beast of a pirate captain. Next, we have the Craftsman. An ideal weapon can be any, as it's not a very primary focus of this build. The background is going to be Professor. The traits you want to look at are going to be Dream Home, but it is optional. The primary skill tree is going to be science and social, the main skills being geology, botany, research methods, spacesuit design, weapon engineering, chemistry, and special projects. In social skill tree, you're going to want to look at scavenging, theft, and outpost management. Some sub skills you want to look at is security, as it will just aid in the overall character build. Next, for those of you who like to be sneaky little snakes, we have the Manipulator character build. With an ideal weapon of the Mag Shear or the Breach, with a background of Diplomat, you are going to be very persuasive in the way you speak to others, especially with NPCs that have accessible dialogue. Any trait will work here, but the primary skill tree trees are social and combat, the main skills in the social skill tree being persuasion, diplomacy, intimidation, instigation, manipulation, and xenosociology. In the combat skill tree, your main focus should be in ballistics, shotgun certification, rifle certification, rapid reloading, and crippling. These skills all together make you into one of the best manipulators in the Starfield universe. Next, for those of you that are absolutely addicted to swords, we have the Sword Master. Obviously, the weapon of choice here is going to be the wakizashi with a background of Ronin. The traits you're going to want here is wanted, with a primary skill tree in the physical skill tree, with the main skills looking at stealth, boxing, wellness, gymnastics, martial arts, and concealment. Some sub skills to look at here are dueling in the combat skill tree, medicine, weapon engineering in the science skill tree, and that will bring your ultimate sword master to life. For those of you who love self-defense or attacking in ways such as judo or karate or kendo, the martial arts character build is the one for you. Now, the weapon you might want to use here is your own two fists. Seeing as how it's a martial artist character build, the background you're going to want to use starting out is going to be the bouncer background. Any trait will work here, and the primary skill tree will be physical. The skills you really want to work out in this physical skill tree is going to be boxing, fitness, gymnastics, pain tolerance, martial arts, and neurostrikes. Some sub skills you might want to look at would be dueling and boost pack training, making you the ultimate martial artist in the universe. The next character build is the Speed Freak. For those of you who like running around and want to be fast, quick with your combat and stuff like that, this is going to be the one for you. The ideal weapon is going to be Breach with a background in Bounty Hunter. You can have any traits you want. It is really your decision. The primary skill tree is none, but these are going to be the following skills you're going to want to focus on. In the physical skill tree, you're going to want to focus on fitness, wellness, gymnastics, and rejuvenation. While in the combat skill tree, you're going to want to focus on shotgun certification, ballistics, and targeting. In the tech skill tree, you're going to want to focus on boost pack training, targeting control systems, piloting, engine systems, and boost assault training. This will make you one of the fastest gunslingers in Starfield and really add to the character build. The next one is the Silent Assassin. For those of you who like to be little sneaky assassins, this is going to be one hell of a character build. The ideal weapon here is any silenced weapon. It's going to be your choice, but the background is going to be Cyber Runner. You can use any trait of your liking, and there is no primary skill tree, but these are the skills that you're going to want to look at. In the physical skill tree, you're going to want stealth, gymnastics, cellular regeneration, and decontamination and concealment. In the social skill tree, you're going to want theft and isolation. In the combat skill tree, you're going to want dueling. And lastly, the tech skill tree, you're going to want to focus on security and boost pack training, ultimately aiding in the wholeness and effectiveness of the Silent Assassin character build. The next character build we're going to be looking at is going to be the Pistol Critter. If you are absolutely addicted to pistols, this is going to be the character build for you. With an ideal weapon of the Ratter with a background of combat medic, you can have any trait, but the primary skill tree is going to be combat focused. The skills you want in this combat skill tree is going to be the pistol certification, ballistics, marksmanship, sharpshooting, targeting, and armor penetration. This is probably one of the simplest character builds, but it really has a main goal in mind, being the best pistol critter in space. And last but not least, we have the Solo Sniper. For those of you who enjoy being a sniper from very long distances, this is going to be the one for you, especially if you don't enjoy exploring with companions and you're more of a lone wolf. The ideal weapon here is the Mag Sniper with a background of combat medic and the trait of introvert. You're going to want to focus on the primary skill tree of combat and social. The skills you want to look at under the combat skill tree is going to be ballistics, rifle certification, sniper certification, rapid reloading, marksmanship, sharpshooting, and armor penetration. After that, you're going to want to look at some skills in the social skill tree, which are persuasion, scavenging, theft, isolation, and instigation. Some other skills to look at is going to be the wellness, stealth, and pain tolerance in the physical skill tree, and medicine, astrodynamics, research methods, and weapon engineering in the science skill tree, ultimately making you a mastermind solo sniper. Like I said before, you aren't limited to these types of builds as you create any type of build or roleplay character you'd like, but for those of you who are a little lost as to which playstyle to go for, I hope these helped. With that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below, and as always, YouTube knows best, but feel free to click on one of the following videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.